Hi, my name is Pete and welcome to my shop. Today we're going to be talking about my VW, an ongoing project for the past 10 years. Hey, life steps in. But I'm going to go through some of the updates I've done with it, and towards the end I'll explain the process I went through to install removable rear apron. So hang in there, I'm going to switch setups and we'll get on with the show. Okay, so here's my project. It's a 57 oval, and well, it's a Frankenstein oval. It sits on a 67 chassis, but the body's original. And a lot of work has been done to it. A lot of welding, a lot of new parts, new floorboard, new heater channels, rear package tray, new front clip. It was a real adventure. I had to learn how to MIG weld and whatnot, but it came along. You know, I'm not the best welder. You know what I mean, but for me, it's going to work out fine. So yeah, 10 years ago, I rebuilt this engine. It's got all the goodies in it. It's a Type 4 engine from a 914 Porsche. It's been bored, 92 millimeter piston, JE pistons. The heads have been done. Some of the other highlights are it's fuel injected. I'm using CB Performance throttle bodies. Coil unplugged. They're Denso coil unplugs from a motorcycle. The linkage system is my own. I came up with this idea. It's called Sync Link, and they are for sale for VW people. No heater, you can't have a heating duct on it, because things just get in the way. This is for non-heated VWs. But yeah, Sync Link system, it's available on the Samba. I only advertise in one place, Samba Classifieds. One of the reasons of the delay, I had to come up with something different because of the DTM. This is an original DTM from Oregon Performance Products. Joe Cesario, I believe, was the maker of these before he sold it to Jake Raby. Again, fuel injection, I'm using Mega Squirt to control everything, and it ran really well. I mean, life steps in and it sat and sat and sat. I had some time, I put the body on it with the engine in place. And then life steps in again, and it sat and sat. And then COVID happened, COVID-19, back in mid-March. And the company I work for decided to close things down. And fortunately for me, it's a work-from-home thing. Well, I go in 2 days a week to check on the building. I'm just a simple maintenance man. But it's not a bad deal. I still get a full paycheck. But that's another story. Very fortunate. But again, getting back on track, I put the body on, and so COVID hit, blah blah blah, and in my zeal to get things going, I had time. I started the engine up, started right up. I mean, I couldn't believe it, and it ran. I shut it down, and I went to look for something. I wanted to readjust something on the computer or whatnot, and I came back and it did a restart, and it only ran for about 10 seconds and then it shut off. Here I thought it was maybe ran out of gas or nothing, but in reality the engine seized, and what a heartbreak that was. But long story short, I was able to repair it. Fortunately for me, it wasn't. It was just I was able to repair it. Let's just get one. But the problem I had was I had to take the engine out, and as I mentioned, I put the body on. I put the body on with the engine in place, and now I have to pull it out. Well, I can't pull it out even after stripping all the, taking off the shroud and whatnot. These Type 4s are a little bit longer than a Type 1, and very little room to pull these out. And maybe you can, I don't know. I'm a one-man shop. I do this all by myself, so I decided to come up with an idea for a removable apron. You know, I took off the apron, I drilled out the welds and all that, and I contemplated buying a new apron. Here's what I came up with, and right now you can see the two studs. And I want to see if I could do this with one hand. Hey, there's one. And here's the other one. Oop. And it's pretty easy to pull out. You can see it comes right out. Alright. So the apron's removed. So what did I do? Initially when I cut, you know, when I drilled out all the welds, you could just see there were 1,001 holes, right? You know how it is, how many tack welds VW puts in. And in this section you had the U-shaped, you know, area. So what I did, all I did, instead of re-welding all this, it was in bad shape. I just didn't want to deal with it, you know. And so what I said, let me just trim it down to like a good section. And now I had this little section here, which was kind of bad too, but and the U shape. So what I did was I tack welded fender washers into place. I kind of lined them up with the apron in place. Let me get back here. I lined when I put the apron back in place and put the washer with the stud, and I kind of used a Sharpie to indicate where the washer should be placed, and I clamped it, tack welded it, and was good to go. I filled in this area with JB Weld. So yeah, so that's my solution for an apron, removable apron. I scoured the the web, YouTube and whatnot. There's not too much information about removable aprons. There's a couple folks that have them, but let's see if I could do this one-handed. And there you have it. Line it up, tap it in place, put the studs in, and I'll be right back. And here are the studs. They're, after they're installed. And the nice thing about having the two studs, when you put the fender on, it kind of helps with the, like holding it in place while you get another screw in place. But, just this one side, it's pretty darn tight. I'm still debating whether or not to maybe put something in here, but it looks like it's pretty good fit, like once the deck lid's in place, you probably won't ever see that. But yeah, that's my solution for a removable apron. Maybe this will help somebody in the future. Who knows? It works for me, and that's all that matters right now, doesn't it? Hey, that's enough for today. Take care of yourselves out there and stay healthy. Hey, wear a mask. I do. Take care. Bye-bye.